Do you notice how people don't appreciate what they have until it's gone? That's because we live in a world where folks take kindness for weakness. They think you are always going to be there, always going to pick up the phone, always going to show up when they call. But let me tell you something, the moment you remove yourself, that's when they realize your value. That's when they miss you. The problem is not that you are a giver. You are given to the wrong people. You keep handing out love, support, and loyalty to folks who treat it like loose change. They don't value it because it's always there. And when something is always there, people start thinking they don't have to work for it. They start believing they can do the bare minimum, and you'll still come through. That's why they don't appreciate you, because they never had to earn you. Have you ever had someone switch up on you after everything you did for them? After all the times you stayed up late helping them, all the times you put their happiness before your own? That's because you trained them to believe that your kindness was unlimited. They got so comfortable talking that they never thought about what happened if you stopped giving. But that's where you take your power back. You stop overgiving and you let them feel the difference. See, people don't learn through words. They learn through absence. If you keep showing up, they'll keep expecting it. If you keep overextending yourself, they'll keep taking advantage of it. But the day you pull back, the day you start saying no and protecting your energy, that's the day they realize what they lost. That's the day they start wondering why the energy shifted, why you are not answering the phone like you used to. And that's the day you find out who valued you, because the ones who did will step up, and the ones who didn't will just move on to their next convenience. You have to understand this: overgiving is not love. Overgiving is self-betrayal. You are draining yourself to fill up people who wouldn't even hand you a drop of water if you were thirsty. And the sad truth is, they won't wake up until you stop. They won't see your worth until you make them feel what life is like without you in it. So stop overgiving. Let them feel the difference. Let them miss you. Have you ever noticed how people chase what they can't have but ignore what's right in front of them? It's human nature. The things we see every day, the things we assume will always be there, start to feel ordinary. But the moment something becomes rare, the moment it's out of reach, that's when we start seeing its true value. It works the same way as you. If you are always available, always answering, always showing up, people will take you for granted. Thinking about it is valuable because you can't just pick it up off the street. Diamonds are rare, and that's why people pay a fortune for them. But if gold was everywhere, it would just be another rock. You must stop making yourself common. If people always have access to you, they stop appreciating you. They start, if no matter how they treat you, no matter how much they neglect you, you'll still be there. But the second you step away, that's when they realize what they had. That's when they start missing you. Have you ever had someone suddenly treat you better the moment you stop trying? The second you stop calling first, stop checking in, stop always being the one to fix things? That's because people only start valuing what they think they're about to lose. The reality is they were always capable of appreciating you, but they just never had a reason to. Your constant presence makes them comfortable, and comfort breeds carelessness. But when you put some distance between you and them, you disrupt that pattern. You force them to wake up. See, some people will never give you what you deserve until they fear losing you. If you are always within arm's reach, they never have to try. They never have to put in effort. But when you distance yourself, you create a gap that only they can decide to close. And in that space, they'll either step up or step away. Either way, you get your answer. Either way, you find out who truly values you and who just keeps you around out of convenience. This is not about playing games. It's about setting standards. It's about making sure the people in your life are there because they want to be, not just because it's easy. If they care, they'll notice your absence. If they appreciate you, they'll try to keep you close. And if they don't, then they were never meant to have access to you in the first place. Do you ever notice how people start treating you differently once you walk away? Suddenly they remember your worth. Suddenly they got time to call, to text, to show up. But where was all that effort when you were right there, giving them your best? See, people don't respect what's always available. They respect what they have to fight to keep. And sometimes the only way to make them see your value is to take yourself out of the equation. Think about the things people cherish the most in life. It's always the things they had to work for, the things they had to struggle to keep. Nobody values free stuff the way they value something they had to sweat for. It's the same with relationships, friendships, and opportunities. When people know they can lose you, they either step up or they step out. Either way, you get clarity. Either way, you find out who really sees your worth and who was just keeping you around because it was convenient. Some folks only realize what they had once is gone. They get used to you being there, always picking up the phone, always giving them your time, always making them feel important. And because you never leave, they assume you never will. But the moment you stop answering, the moment you stop showing up, that's when the regret kicks in. That's when they start feeling the void. Because now they have to face the reality they lost something they can't replace. Have you ever heard someone say, I didn't realize what I had until it was gone? That's because loss is a powerful teacher. It forces people to reflect, to see their mistakes, to understand what they took for granted. And while they're sitting there wishing they could turn back time, you are moving forward. Because once someone loses access to you, it should never be the same again. People don't learn through comfort, they learn through consequence. If they could keep mistreating you and still have you around, why would they ever change? But when you remove yourself, when you let them feel the weight of your absence, that's when they learn. That's when they start to respect what they once had. And by the time they do, it might just be too late. People love to say, if you love someone, you should give them your all. But let's be real, not everyone deserves your time, your energy, or your attention. You keep giving and giving, thinking one day they'll see your worth. But the truth is, if someone hasn't earned it, they won't value it. You keep reaching out, checking in, doing all the work in a relationship, and then wonder why they don't appreciate you. It's because you made it too easy for them. The reality is, people respect what they have to work for. If you keep handing out your attention without any standards, people will take it for granted. It's like free samples at a grocery store. People take them, eat them, and keep walking like it was nothing. But when they have to pay for a full meal, they sit down and appreciate every bite. Your attention is the same way if you give it away too freely. People won't think twice about it. Have you ever noticed how people ignore the texts from the ones who always check in, but they chase after the ones who never reach out? That's because people are wired to value what's scarce. If someone always knows you are available, there's no urgency to appreciate you. But if they have to work for your time, if they have to earn your conversation, suddenly they pay attention. Suddenly you matter. It's not about playing games. It's about respecting yourself enough to stop giving away your time to people who don't deserve it. If someone wants your energy, let them prove it. If someone wants your attention, let them show they're worth it. Because the people who truly care won't just take from you, they'll invest in you too. They won't just take your attention, they'll reciprocate it. Too many people waste time chasing after someone who wouldn't even cross the street for them. If you have to beg for someone's attention, they don't deserve yours. And if you have to constantly remind someone you exist, they aren't the right person for you. Your presence should be a privilege, not a convenience. If they're not making an effort, then stop making it easy for them. The moment you pull back your attention, the right people will notice. They will either step up or fade away. And when someone fades away, let them go. Because the people who are meant to be in your life won't need a reminder of your worth. They will recognize it from the start. Instead of trying to prove yourself, sit back and watch who values you without having to be convinced. Let them miss you. Do you ever notice how people don't truly appreciate something until it's gone? When you were always there, they barely noticed you. But the second you step away, the second you go silent, suddenly they feel it. That's because your presence was a gift they never acknowledged. And now your absence, the lesson they never wanted to learn. People don't pay attention to the things they think will always be there. They get comfortable. They assume you'll always answer, always listen, always show up. So they don't put in effort, they don't reciprocate, they don't appreciate. But the moment you stop, the moment you disappear from their daily routine, that's when the reality sets in. That's when they realize what they took for granted. Your absence teaches them what your presence never could. When you were around, they thought your love, your support, and your energy were just a given. They thought you would always be available no matter how little they gave in return. But when you step away, they feel the emptiness. They feel the difference. They start to see what life is like, what's solely constantly pouring into them. The best part is you don't have to do anything extra. You don't have to argue. You don't have to beg. You don't have to explain yourself. Just remove yourself. Stop showing up. Stop calling. Stop putting in effort where it's not being matched. Let your absence do the talking. Because the people who truly value you will feel it. And the ones who don't will reveal themselves by how easily move on. You are not meant to be an afterthought. If someone only realizes your worth after you leave, that's not love, it's regret. And regret is not your problem. Let them sit with it. Let them reflect on why they lost access to you. Because if they cared, they wouldn't have needed your absence to open their eyes. Some people need to lose you to understand what they have. But by the time they figure it out, they should find out the hard way you are not waiting around. You are not coming back. People think they need to argue, explain to make someone understand their worth. But the truth is, the loudest statement you can ever make is silence. When you stop talking, stop explaining, and stop defending yourself, people feel it. They start wondering why you are not reaching out, why you are not reacting, why you are not giving them the energy they used to take for granted. Silence is power. When you argue, beg, or try to prove your point, you are still engaging. You are still feeding the situation with your energy. But when you go silent, when you remove yourself completely, it forces them to think. It forces them to sit with the consequences of their actions without you there to soften the blow. Some people only listen when the noise stops. As long as you are around, they're comfortable. As long as you are talking, they don't have to face the truth. But when you remove yourself, when you go completely silent, it creates a void they can't ignore. They have to sit with their thoughts, their own mistakes, their regrets. Silence makes people question everything. Did they push you too far? Did they lose you for good? Can they fix it? And that's when you see who cares. The ones who valued you will come forward. The ones who never did will let you walk away. Either way, you get your answer without saying a word. Silence protects your energy. It keeps you from wasting words on people who are listening anyway. It allows you to step back and see the truth, who values you, who is using you, and who only cares when it benefits them. If someone only respects you when you stop speaking, they never really respect you at all. If they only see your worth when you go silent, they never value your presence to begin with. So stop explaining, stop convincing, stop chasing. Just be silent and watch what happens. Let them miss you. People don't value what they see every day. The more accessible you are, the less people appreciate you. It's just how human nature works. When something is always there, people assume it always will be. They stop putting in the effort. They stop checking in. And they stop valuing your time because they believe they have unlimited access to you. But the moment you create distance, the moment you step back, everything changes. Distance Distance forces people to reflect. It makes them notice what they took for granted. When you stop texting first, when you stop always showing up, when you stop making yourself too available, people start wondering what changed. They start thinking about you in a way they never did before. Your absence starts making more noise than your presence ever did. Sometimes the best way to get someone's attention is not to chase them, but to remove yourself from their reach. When you give too much, too easily, people assume that's just who you are. They assume you'll always be there, always caring, always checking in. But when you take that away, they realize how much of a privilege your presence was. Creating distance is not about playing games. It's about knowing your worth. It's about recognizing when you are overextending yourself for people who aren't meeting you halfway. When you step back, you allow people the space to show you if they care. If they do, they will come forward. If they don't, they will disappear. And that's your answer right there. You don't need to make an announcement. You don't need to have a long conversation. And you don't need to explain yourself. Just step back. Watch how they react. If someone values you, they will feel the shift and act accordingly. If they don't, then they were only there because of how easy you made it for them. Distance filters out who is real and who is not. It separates those who truly appreciate you from those who are just using you for convenience. When you create space, you give people the opportunity to prove their intentions without any pressure. The ones who truly care will take that opportunity to step up, while the ones who never did will take your absence as a sign to move on. The people who are meant to be in your life will always find their way back. But they should find their way back because they want to, not because you chased them. Let them miss you. The harsh reality of life is that people don't respect what they think they'll always have. They assume you'll always be there, always forgiving, always understanding. But the second you remove yourself, the second you stop showing up, when they start paying attention, that's when they realize they had something valuable, but they didn't treat it right. Respect is earned through absence. When you are too available, too forgiving, and too willing to accept less than you deserve, people don't take you seriously. They think they can do whatever they want. And you'll still be there. But when you finally walk away, when you finally say enough is enough, that's when they understand the cost of losing you. People never expect you to leave until you do. They assume they can mistreat you and still have access to you. But the moment you cut them off, the moment you go silent, that's when they start to feel the loss. That's when they start questioning everything. And for some, by the time they realize it, it's already too late. Respect is not about demanding. It's about showing people through your actions that you won't tolerate anything less. You don't need to argue. You don't need to prove a point. And you don't need to fight for your worth. Just remove yourself. Let them feel what life is like without you. That lesson is more powerful than any words you could ever say. The people who truly value you won't need to lose you to respect you. They will see you worthwhile if you are still around. But the ones who only wake up when you are gone, they were never real in the first place. They only cared when it was convenient for them. Losing access to you should feel like a loss, not just a minor inconvenience. If someone doesn't respect your presence, make them respect your absence. You are not an option. You are not a backup plan. You are not someone to be taken lightly. And if it takes leaving for them to understand that, then so be it. When people lose something valuable, they remember it forever. They will either learn from it or live with regret. Either way, the lesson has been taught. Let them miss you. When you step back from people, you get to see their real intentions. If you're always available, always reaching out, and always making the effort, you'll never truly know who values you and who just enjoys the benefits of having you around. But the moment you stop, the moment you give them space, everything becomes clear. If someone truly cares about you, They will notice your absence. They will check in, they will reach out, and they will show you that your presence matters. But if they don't, if they disappear the second you stop putting in effort, then you have your answer. They were never there for you. They were there for what you gave them. People's actions speak louder than their words. Someone can tell you they care, but if their actions don't match, then it's just talk. The easiest way to see if someone's words are real is to stop doing all the work and watch what happens. If they value you, they will make an effort. If they don't, they will let you walk away with a second thought. Space is the ultimate test of loyalty. It separates the people who appreciate you from the ones who are just using you for convenience. When you step back, you remove the pressure, you remove the obligations, and you allow people to show you their real priorities. And sometimes that truth is hard to face. It's not about playing mind games, it's about knowing your worth. You deserve mutual relationships that are balanced and that don't require you to constantly prove yourself. If someone can't match your effort, if they can't meet you halfway, then why are you wasting your time? People who genuinely care will never need to be reminded of their importance. They won't let space turn into distance. They won't let distance turn into silence. They will notice, they will feel it, and they will act on it. But if someone doesn't care enough to close the gap, that's all the proof you need. Real connections don't fade with space, they grow stronger. And the right people will make sure you never have to wonder how they feel about you. Let them miss you. People act like they're entitled to your time, your effort, and your kindness. They assume that no matter how they treat you, you'll still be there picking up the phone, showing you up, and supporting them. But the truth is, your energy is a privilege, not a right. Not everyone deserves access to you, and the moment you start protecting your energy, you'll see who was only around for their benefit. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to you. Just because you have always been there for someone doesn't mean you always have to be. Some people will drain you dry if you let them. They will take and take, never once stopping to ask how you are doing, never once pouring back into you. And that's why you have to stop letting just anybody have a seat at your table. Think about the times you have overextended yourself for people who didn't deserve it. The times you dropped everything for someone who wouldn't even return a favor. The times you stayed up late helping someone who wouldn't even say thank you. That's not loyalty. That's self-betrayal. And the moment you start protecting your energy, those same people will accuse you of changing, but the truth is you just stop letting them take advantage of you. Your energy is valuable. The way you uplift people, the way you motivate, the way you love, the way you care, it's rare. And when something is rare, it shouldn't be handed out for free. You wouldn't let just anyone walk into your house and take what they want. So why are you letting them do it with your time and energy? You need to set boundaries and make people earn their place in your life. Some people will only respect your energy when they no longer have access to it. The moment you stop overgiving, the moment you stop being available for people who wouldn't do the same for you, that's when they realize what they had. And for some, by the time they do, it's already too late. There's nothing wrong with being kind, but there's a problem with being kind to people who don't value it. There's nothing wrong with being generous, but there's a problem with giving to people who only take. If someone only appreciates you when you stop doing for them, that means they never valued you, they only value what you gave. The right people in your life will never make you feel drained. They will pour into you the way you pour into them. They will match your energy, not just take from it. And if someone can't do that, then they don't deserve access to you anymore. Let them miss you. When you walk away from the right people, they feel the loss. They reflect that they recognize what you mean to them and they take accountability. But the wrong people, they don't miss you, they miss what you did for them. They don't feel your absence emotionally. They feel it as an inconvenience. Some people don't care about losing you. They care about losing the benefits of having you around. They care that now they have to do things for themselves. They care that they don't have someone always checking on them, supporting them, and making life easier for them. But they don't miss you as a person. They miss the role you played in their life. Do you ever notice how certain people come back around only when they need something? They didn't check on you when you were struggling. They didn't appreciate you when you were around. But the moment they lose access to your kindness, your support, your time, suddenly they remember you. Suddenly they miss you. But what they miss is how easy you made their life. That's why you have to be careful when people try to come back after losing you. Ask yourself, are they here because they realize your value, or are they here because they lost the convenience? Because the truth is, some people don't want you back. They just want the benefits back. They want the help, the attention, the time, the effort, but they still don't want to put in the work to deserve it. The wrong people will never take accountability. They will act like you walking away was the problem, not the way they treated you. They will make you feel guilty for leaving instead of realizing why you had to leave in the first place. They won't apologize. They won't change. They'll just try to manipulate their way back into your life so they can continue using you. This is why you have to stand firm when you walk away. If someone didn't appreciate you before, don't let them convince you they suddenly do now. If they valued you, they wouldn't have needed to lose you to realize it. And if they only care now because of what they lost, then they were never for you in the first place. People who truly love and respect you will show when you are present, not just when you are gone. The right people will miss you, not just what you provided. And if someone only regrets losing you because they lost what they could take from you, let them miss you. When you walk away, it's not a test, it's not a game, it's not a strategy to make someone chase you. It's a decision to prioritize yourself. And when someone realizes your absence, their reaction tells you everything you need to know about their true intentions. Some people will wake up and realize what they lost. They will reflect, take accountability, and try to be better. But others, they'll only come back because they think and manipulate their way back into your life. They'll say what they think you want to hear. They'll make temporary efforts, but deep down they haven't changed. They just don't like losing control. When someone loses you, pay attention to what they do next. Do they apologize and take responsibility? Do they try to understand how they hurt you? Do they make real changes? Or do they just miss the comfort of having you around? Because if it's the latter, they don't regret losing you, they regret losing the convenience of you. People who only come back when it benefits them will repeat the same cycle. They'll act right just long enough to get back in, and then they'll go right back to taking you for granted. They'll act like they've changed until they think you are comfortable again, and then they'll start treating you the same way that made you leave in the first place. You don't need people in your life who only appreciate you when they're about to lose you. You don't need people who only treat you right when they're scared you won't come back. Love, respect, and effort should be given consistently, not just when someone feels threatened by your absence. If your absence is what it takes for someone to realize your worth, then they never truly valued you in the first place. Because the right people won't risk losing you to understand what they have. They will cherish you while they have you, not just when you are gone. Your decision to walk away is not an invitation for someone to prove themselves after the fact. It's a statement that says, I deserve better the first time. And if they couldn't see your worth before, let them sit with their mistake. Let them miss you.